It's your girl, the Grown Woman Gamer, and today I'm coming at you to talk about Chris Paul, the point guard, and what makes him such a special player. But before I get into that, you know what you need to do. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, comment whether you agree with me or not, and don't forget to share if you care. Chris Paul is the literal blueprint for traditional point guards. He is that rare combination of high basketball IQ, shooting from the mid-range to three-pointers to off the dribble, he makes his free throws, an ability to make his teammates better on and off the court and command their respect, excellent passing ability and court vision, and of course, his leadership. Say rare because in today's game, point guards are more like shooting guards masquerading as point guards. The traditional ball facilitator and court general is fast becoming a relic of the past. When we look at most point guards in the NBA, especially the younger ones, and I'm talking about players like Morant and LaMelo Ball and even Trae Young, we definitely see players who are able to pass, score, assist the basketball, but if we're being brutally honest, their decision-making leaves a lot to be desired at times. These players are also expected to be the number one scoring option on their team, which is not inherently a bad thing, and I'm not criticizing players who are more focused than ever on scoring in a league that is clearly moving more in that direction. What I have observed is that since Allen Iverson came into the league, the role of the point guard has evolved into more of a second shooting guard option for a player that would be considered undersized at the shooting guard position. And ironically, in today's game, we see so many 6'6" and above quote-unquote point guards who may have been considered small forwards in the past, like LeBron James and Ben Simmons. And I would even go so far as to include players like Nikola Jokic and Draymond Green in this conversation because they are not traditional point guards, but the offense is being run through these players to facilitate more three-point shooting. So when we see a player like Chris Paul, who embodies most of the elements of the traditional point guard, not only is it rare, but it is an absolute pleasure to watch. Beautiful basketball is like a symphony. And any great symphony orchestra has its maestro, the conductor. There is an ebb and flow and a rhythm to a beautiful system of basketball. Each player plays their part, and the conductor, the point guard, the maestro, is responsible for making sure that all of the other players are in sync. It's a lost art in basketball, and that's not to say that there are not great point guards who are exemplary, especially by the standards of this new tradition of shooting guards masquerading as point guards. But the fact of the matter is that when you watch a player like Morant or Luka Doncic, for example, you recognize that yes, they can pass, and yes, they do get a number of assists in each game. But what Morant does for the Memphis Grizzlies and what Luka does for Dallas is different than what Chris Paul can add to any team that is lucky enough to have him on their roster. Chris Paul is truly an extension of the coach on the floor. I would take it a step further and say that he is a coach on the floor. He can teach, elevate the play of his teammates, and make decisions based on a wealth of experience and basketball knowledge. And if that's not enough, the man can ball. Today is his 37th birthday, and he could still drop 30 on your head on any given night if his team needs it. Regardless of the outcome this postseason, CP3 deserves our respect, and the game of basketball is blessed to have him, and I am rooting for him that he gets to hoist that championship trophy in June. I will be extremely interested to see how the Suns match up against the Grizzlies or the Warriors, and regardless of who wins that series, the Western Conference Finals are sure to be one of the most exciting series of the playoffs. So for any of you doubters out there who thought the Dallas Mavericks had even a remote chance of beating the Phoenix Suns, put some respect on his name. The Suns will beat the Mavericks, most likely in 5 games. I'll give the Mavs 1 game because there's no denying the greatness of Luka Doncic, who has played 2 really good offensive games in these first 2 games in the series. But the Suns have the Chris Paul advantage, and that's why they will win this series decisively in a gentleman's sweep. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. What would happen if the Suns faced the Memphis Grizzlies or the Warriors? And what do you believe would be a better matchup for them? Don't forget to show your boy Chris Paul some love on his 37th birthday. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. Again, comment whether you agree with me or not. And don't forget to share if you care. And I'm out, people.